One. There we go. Yeah, now we're live,
Hello,
man.
hello. Okay.
This way we can let everyone know that you got a ghost in your house now, man.
Chill. No, don't say
But
that. I'm not gonna claim that.
but deadass, someone said your house was haunted once.
Yeah, my bro, he's playing VR, and he said he felt a tap on his shoulder. So when he took off his Quest, no one was there. So he was like, "Bro, I think your house is haunted." So yeah, that freaked me out a little bit.
We're bringing this
Especially
up,
with what you just
guys.
said.
Yeah, we're bringing this up, guys, because I swear we're setting up, and there's this shadow. It's popping up now, so now I think it's just like a light on the
Wait.
computer. It's just a light on the computer. No, you're good.
Okay.
It's not a
Is it-
ghost, but I
okay.
swear, like when it first happened, I saw a face pop up in front of him, and
Yo,
then we started
chill.
talking about ghosts.
A face.
All right, man. For the people who don't know you, let us know about yourself first before we jump into this.
Hi. My name is My name is Julian Slater, also known as Tech Man Jew. I'm a virtual reality entertainer, content creator, person, if that's what you want to call it. Content creator. Let's go with that.
Yeah, there we go. I've been watching your stuff very recently, man. You've been.
Yeah.
It went from I'm not trying to throw shade, but I went from there's too many people to ever know anybody, and it went
Yeah.
from not seeing you to you dominated my TikTok feed. With really good content, by the way. So it's
Thank
not
you so much.
it's not unjust. It's really fun
Yeah.
stuff.
I appreciate that.
You've had a lot of success on TikTok, more than I've seen for most of my VR friends, man. Congrats on that.
Thank you. I try to put out some decent stuff,
Why TikTok? It's, as a background, I think it's like the #1 way VR content creators, maybe not number one, might be the wrong term, but I think if you're not trying to make TikTok content, you're possibly doing it wrong, unless your brand is just all on YouTube. But I really think TikTok is underrated. What made you dive into that?
Well, I've been trying to get on the scene for maybe like a year and a half now. And my YouTube, and the way I do my content, right? It's not, I'm trying to make content good for YouTube, like long videos for platforms like that. But my content really was for short videos, because my YouTube was not really taking off. Even with my, I thought I was making some cool gameplay videos, and then I'll probably get maybe 100 views, and I'm like, okay, cool. I even tried to give away a quest to get people interested, but it didn't really pop off until I started on TikTok in March.
Why do you think that? Is there something that the vibe was different, or what did you see that was different between the two platforms?
To be honest, I doubted TikTok.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie, but I'm I'm an avid listener of Gary Vee.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and when it was Musically, he kept saying get on it, and even then I was like no. But my girlfriend at the time, she was like obsessed with TikTok, just scrolling and scrolling. I'm like, why? Why are you? It's just people dancing. And then I saw, and then on Twitter, there's this little boy. He does voice, not even voiceover. He just mouths movies and stuff on TikTok. And one of my favorite casting directors was like, "Who is this kid? We need to put him in a movie." And I was like, "That's all it takes."
That's all it takes, my man.
So I was like, let me get on TikTok. As soon as I got on TikTok, I'm also an actor. So what I do is a lot of people say they love the way I play the game, but I'm actually living in VR when I'm in there. So they love the passion, but it's I'm actually in here. I'm taking over the role of the character. I'm actually living the game. You get what I'm saying? So as I was able to show that and put it on TikTok and learn the algorithm of TikTok, that's important. Learning how TikTok works, that's what made me blow up. And I realized, actually it was kind of overnight. I made a Behaptics video where I shot myself, and for some reason everyone thought that was funny, and I was like, oh, okay, so this is what you guys like. I'm like, there's so much you can do in VR, but you guys just want to see stuff like this. So I'm like, okay, so I'm like, okay, if this is what you guys want to see, that's what I'm going to show you. So that's what I've been doing to build my presence. And then as soon as I can make a name for myself, the plan is to show everyone everything you can do in VR.
Yeah. I was talking with Ashley Huffman last week. She's big into haptics.
Yeah.
And I know you've got the haptic vest on in every one of your videos. And I even made the joke with her. I don't know what the hell was wrong with the human race, but I mean, I'm no exception to this cause I'm about to say. First thing I did, I literally lined up a shot to the forehead in Sorrento so I'd get shot. Like I didn't even waste time. I put the little, because I know you got the insert too on the facial interface, and I literally lined it up for this bad guy. He missed me a few times. I'm like, hit me, hit me. Like I just wanted to be shot, and I don't know why as humans we all just want to be shot. In VR.
I'm like, I don't know. One of the most like breathtaking situations when I first got my vest. Remember, my bro was in Onward.
Yeah.
I was out the window like looking for somebody, and I got shot in the chest. I was like, whoa. I was a little too real because I was not expecting that. It was crazy.
I'll give you an anecdote I had last night that just it ruined it kind of ruined the night for me because my heart was racing too much because you and I already talked. I wasn't feeling too good, and I was like, I'm gonna jump right into VR just to see if I can sweat this out. Was playing Pavlov again as usual, and that Colombian, no, not the Colombian jungle. It's like something jungle level, dense, man, dark as hell. Like if people are slow walking, all you can hear is the jingle of like a grenade pin. And I had the B-haptics vest on. Someone came behind me with a knife, man, and he like kind of caressed me at first. Did not feel good. Did not feel good.
Oh, that's crazy. That's too real. That's too real. That's too real.
But I think that's why your TikTok channel and your content gets so much real or gets so much views is the realness. Like when I as well was a big disbeliever in TikTok, mostly because initially when I logged on before I built the algorithm a little bit to know what I wanted. Yeah. You know what as a man, like there was certain content that was getting pushed to me, and I was very turned off by it. Very turned off by it. I'm like, this isn't what I watch. I don't want this. And then as I started using it a little more, I started getting that algorithm feeding me what I actually wanted to watch.
Right.
And it just was straight up Vine vibes. Like it felt the most organic. Like look at some of the memes that are like used to this day still. Like they came from Vine. Like the most organic to your heart, realist content that I thought was out there. And then when I watch your content, I'm like, oh yeah, this isn't production YouTube. No offense to YouTube, but there are certain parameters you have to do on YouTube, really to make it work. And to a degree, it's a production. And something about TikToks is I haven't seen any standard. There's no standard. There's no production. It is organic growth for the most part, and it's kind of beautiful. And I think that's really why, like, I enjoyed watching you. It was you and was your friend in your bedroom sometimes, like playing together. I just saw the one where like he ran into the light. I'm like, yes, that is exactly what happens when we play with friends, and I felt like I was right there with you guys. It was beautiful.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and it's funny you say the about the quality on TikTok because sometimes the most viral videos I'll see looks like they. No offense to Android, but it looks like they were filmed on like an Android phone, and I'm like. It'd be the worst quality videos that's go. Like you'll see like 20 million views. I'm like, why? Yeah. But hey, that's what.
It's because people like feel connected to that kind of stuff. It's really good stuff. And plus, I mean, you are flexing on people. Like literally, man. I could tell fitness is a big thing to you.
Man, I grew up. I skipped Husky, and I wore size 36 in 6th grade. From then on, I said, you know what? Fitness has to be life. And that's one of the main reasons I love VR, because I love video games, but I get to actually physically move around and everything, and it's just so fun. And I know you're into anime, so like games games like Blade and Sorcery, Wizards, Dark Times, all of that making me feel like I'm just a complete badass, a superhero, anime character. That's what I love.
I won't get into anime too much because I could riff, but that little poster back there, the My Hero Academia one, I got some bones. I got some bones to pick with season 5, man. I was not happy.
That's crazy. That's crazy how you can tell that. You can't even see the whole thing.
Oh man, all I need to see is Deku's fist. I'll know what I'm looking at.
Don't tell me.
No, just you watch it. I won't read. That's not this channel. I'll do that in DMs. But the one thing I really wanted to ask you about fitness and VR, and I think about it a lot. It's impossible for me, and a lot of us, we're very biased. In my timeline, I can't ask questions because, generally speaking, the people who follow me are birds of a feather. We're VR enthusiasts, so I think if I could find a platform that I could just post a question to with thousands of strangers who had no even knowledge of why I was asking the question, it would be ideal for this, but I can't. Do you think the physical activity of a VR game is a benefit or a possible hindrance to someone completely outside our bubble? Like, do they want to be physical while playing games?
That's the thing. I don't believe a majority of people want to be physical. And then that's why a lot of people do get motion sickness, because I hear a lot of people complain about Paranormal Activity that you have to turn around physically.
Really?
And that's one of the smallest movements. It's not even like you just turn right. They were complaining that the joystick only allows you to move forward and backwards. And I'm like, that's literally the smallest physical effort you have to do. It's not like you have to run around. It's not like you're boxing in Thrill of the Fight.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, I definitely feel like that will be a hindrance to some people, having to move too much. But I mean, again, if you don't mix in a lot of physical motion, that's when you start to get motion sick, in my opinion. So it's like, I agree with that. I do agree.
Yeah, I got like mixed. I think about it a lot because like playing Pavlov last night. I played for like 4 hours, and I think my back started hurting towards the end because the way that I'm positioning myself, I realized it's probably not. There's no real world situation where I should be in that body position for that amount of time. Like it's unhealthy. But we've been programmed, or I've been programmed, I'll speak for myself here. I've been programmed when playing games that extended gaming sessions are just the norm. Like if I'm really having fun, I'm going to play a while. Like it doesn't matter what type of game it is. If I'm playing a flat game like another roguelike that I love, if I spend 4 or 5 hours on that session, that's pretty normal if I feel like it. But with VR, that normalcy comes with physical limitations. I can't expect everybody in the world to do that and feel comfortable. Hell, I wasn't comfortable, but I was having so much fun that I said screw it. But then I look at someone like you, where I see you flexing on some of those videos at the gym. I want to be the fittest gamer in the world, coming from my title on that, and GTs and all of us. But like we're pretty abnormal in that case. But then I really think like, can I sell VR to somebody like that, or is that a really big friction point? Like how do you convince someone, like when you bring a friend over and you're playing VR with them, how do you convince them that that's part of the fun?
That's actually a really hard thing to convince people. A lot of people I have a lot of friends very excited about VR. Like one of my bros came over last week. He was so excited, been trying to get over for so long, but as soon as he tried it, he said, bro, I feel sick. Yeah, so it's like, I really think it's the willingness yourself to want to get to that point, because a lot of people will give up as soon as they get motion sick. Like I'm like, man, I've been motion sick before, but I want to play VR so bad that I've gotten over it. And it only takes like maybe a few weeks of trying, not going so hard, playing games like maybe the plank where you have to physically walk. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like to put people on at first. But it's really, I really think it's the willingness of themselves wanting to become used to virtual reality. I haven't been able to really convince a lot of people to stick with it after they get motion sick, if they're not like an enthusiast or like they're not extremely interested in it. But
I'm glad.
go ahead. Oh no, I'm sorry. For me, if I like, I don't know, if I do a long session in the forest, I love to stand up and play VR. But I know sometimes I can go like, maybe, I'm not gonna lie to you, with the forest, one time I went 8 hours.
8 hours?
Yeah, in the forest. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It was a Saturday. I woke up, I just got in there, I took off the headset, it was nighttime. Yeah, I was just so confused. But games like that, like halfway through, sometimes I'll find myself sitting in a gaming chair and just turning around. So I mean, maybe if we could, what are those shoes?
Oh, the cyber shoes. I know what you're talking about.
Cyber shoes.
Because I use that chair all the time, man.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure something like that will get people more into virtual reality. Because it's like, if you want to play longer sessions, a lot of people don't feel like standing or being physical. So I think cyber shoes is a great option for that.
Yeah, that, I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, no shade to cyber shoes, but I use their chair and their rug more than I do the cyber shoes. I love that chair and I love that rug. Yeah. That's how I keep my boundary half the time. Yeah, I was one time, the longest I've ever played, I played Half-Life Alyx on stream from start to finish, basically until the batteries died. I think that was 10 hours overall.
Eesh.
And like I felt like I got punched in the face at the end of it. Like I was pretty wrecked for the rest of the day. It felt like a really good workout. I feel kind of bad in a way where I'm with you. Like I have friends that I have obviously pitched VR to incessantly and ad nauseum. and a couple of them have gotten it. Like one of my best friends, I lived with him for my entire college life. We grew up, and I don't think he plays it that much anymore. And he told me from this time he got it. Like he got it. I was like, dude, come into Population 1 with me. Let's play. And he told me straight, he was like, I can't. I don't think I can handle that. And because he got motion sickness one time, and then from there he just doesn't play that often. And I take it to heart, man. Like I almost feel bad. I do feel bad. I almost feel like a bad ambassador because you and I have like a lot of fervor and a lot of enthusiasm about this, and we push it. But I think at times I have forgotten that my enthusiasm is not how my enthusiasm was when I put my first headset on. And I skip a lot of steps in my advocacy.
Yeah,
I skip a lot of steps on advocating VR to buy it, play it, when I disregard my first experience. Like, what was your first experience like in VR?
Man, my first, it was actually the blue.
Dude, why is it always the blue? Yeah, dude, it's not mine, but I swear to God, I've talked to like at least half the people I talk to, the blue comes up every time.
The only reason it was the blue is because when I first got into VR, I couldn't really afford it, right? And this was 2016 when the Vive was like taking over the market. So I would go to Lenox Mall. Well, there's a mall in Atlanta called Lenox Mall. I would go to Lenox Mall like twice a week to go to the Microsoft store just to play VR.
Oh, the stores that had it. That's awesome. They even had it though.
Yeah, no, it was crazy because they had a Microsoft store. They had the what was it? It was either Vive or the OG Rift. But they had it set up, so I would just go do different games, and they got used to me, and it was funny. It's Julian's here. I even did a competition at the Microsoft store for what is that game? It's an OG game. I'm pretty sure not Uncharted. I don't know why I said Uncharted. That's literally not. It's a spell game. It's slick. It's sort of like the Wizards, except you fight this little bird guy. What is
was it an actual game like with levels and stuff? Was the first spell you got a fireball where you turn your hand upside down?
Yes.
That's the first game I played. That was
okay. That makes okay.
I think it was called the Wizard. I think it was called the Wizards or something like that.
No, it's like let me look at it right now.
You could do like the shard spell where you did like that was the first game I played ever.
Look, I'm gonna show you right now.
It's like the Wizards Enhanced Edition or something like that.
No, not the Wizards. I know what you're talking about. The Wizards. I love that game.
That was
The Unspoken.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever?
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, no, that game. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like a lot of the OG games are amazing compared to a lot of the stuff coming out. I mean, it might just be my opinion, but like Defector, a lot of people have not played Defector.
Which I don't even know what that is. And I'm deep in it here. I'm deep in the juice here, and I don't even know what that is. No, even Samson Eagleman, he said the same thing. He's never heard of Defector. I'm like, that game is amazing. Well, how about this then? I want to pick your brain on this. If Six listens to this, he's gonna lose his mind because I know what he's gonna say. But what's your? I want to dive into that comment because I like that thought. What you saw in 2016, 2017 versus now, what are your opinions on the change? Like, what do you see? And I'm not saying you don't need to paint the positive, negative. It's just what's your feelings? No. What's your feelings about it?
I feel like, well, the games back in the day were a little more cinematic. Had you feel like you were in the story. The cutscenes were great. But I guess it's because I haven't found any like. I don't know. I just feel like the quality of the games back then were amazing. I mean, we have some quality games now, but I'm like, Defector, when I jumped off a plane, I was riding in a car and I drove it off of a plane. I haven't played a game like that again yet. Like Defector is one of those games I go back to like probably once a week.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like I haven't had any new games that I keep going back to besides like OG games, which is crazy.
What's your main circle? Because I talked with like Mateo about this. Like I play the same 4 games 24/7. Like that's it. What's your Mount Rushmore of like repeated gameplay?
If I'm not making content, I'm probably either in Blades and Sorcery, of course.
Yep.
Defector, like I said, I've replayed Defector the whole thing, and you have. I'm not even gonna get into it. I can get into that game. Defector, The Forest. I've been playing a lot of Hellsplit Arena. That's one new game I do play. I have the demo. Game. I beat it like 5 times. I'm ready for the official release. And ever since I've started making content, I haven't been able to like grind in my games like I wanted to. But usually Blade and Sorcery, Defector. Oh, since I got my steering wheel, a lot of Project Cars too.
Oh, nice. Yep.
Yeah, Project Cars too. And it's funny, it's not even a VR game, but I play a lot of Grand Theft Auto. The mod. Yeah. Because
I haven't tried it yet.
You have to. You have a steering wheel, right?
Yeah, I just never been the biggest GTA fan. I know that sounds weird, but it just never was my thing.
Look, I never was like play it all the time type guy. Yeah, I'll get in. I don't play missions, but I'm telling you, when you have a steering wheel and you get inside GTA 5 online, not even online, just regular, you'll think it was made for VR. Like I stopped at a red light and I stopped at a red light.
Look at you, law-abiding citizen.
Yes. When you're in VR, it's like you want to. It's funny. You just sit there, you look around, you hear people's conversations. It's very trippy, actually. A homeless guy literally walked up to my car with his sign, and I could read the sign. I was just taken aback. Like that game right there is amazing. I wish it was like natively VR. But yeah, the mod, Luke Ross, the real mod, shout out to him. That's an amazing mod. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, those early days, man, of VR. I think it's just a product of the times. It's almost like it's like your first like love. Like when you really find this passion early on in VR, people were just, it was about experimenting and figuring out what the medium could do. But there is a time where you have to make money. And you know, there is a time where things need to go a little more practical. But I can think of, unfortunately, I can't remember the name of it, but I remember there's this one horror game that I played, and man, what was it called? Lost something. You basically have to walk around. You're in the memory. You're in your past memories, and you have to walk around pretty quietly because if you make too much noise, something's going to come get you. So, but you have to navigate quietly, just to piece together the story. There's no action. There's no nothing. And I remember the end of it was so brutal and disgusting and hit me so deep, like from a storytelling perspective. It lives in my head rent free for like ever. I mean, at the end, like your wife has like a violin or a cello through her body out her mouth. It's like the most disgusting thing in the world. And listening to these voice actors who really put everything into it, like that story lasted me forever. But I have never been able to find things like that since.
I definitely understand. A lot of new games are linear. Yeah, it's like very straightforward. I commend you because I'm not a big horror game person for VR. Yeah,
I can recommend you some.
Hey, you don't have to. I'll check them out. But I'm big on like, if I can't fight back, I don't.
Well, isn't that the beauty though of a horror game? Is the helplessness? You ever played the Condemned series, or at least the Condemned 1 on Xbox?
I haven't.
Okay, it's a masterpiece of horror game. You're a detective in this game. You do have no superpowers. I will say once you get to number 2, and I think there's a number 3.
Yeah,
it gets a little more insane, and you start having too many weapons and powers. But in the first one, you have no powers, no nothing, and it starts as a serial killer that you need to investigate and catch to something much broader and supernatural and occult. But you are so helpless in that game. Like, weapons break after using them too much. Finding weapons, you might just find a stick on the ground, and that's all you're going to have to do with a guy with a bat and barbed wire. Like, the helplessness is peak. And then when I got into VR, like, horror games, holy shit, man! I think I played every single one, and I think they're like the perfect demo for why VR hits us emotionally. I think they're everything I love about VR.
You're brave. I'm gonna have to. I have to check out some more horror. I just played. Well, I'm not.
You play The Forest.
Oh, The Forest is fun.
That's a horror game.
It is, but it's fun though. It's like I can. It's like, it's not linear. Like, I can run away if I want to. Like, man, bro. The funniest thing, my girlfriend at the time, I built her a PC, so we was playing The Forest. She got lost in the cave, and I had to come find her, and it was the most funniest situation ever because she was literally like crying. She's like, please come find me. Yeah, it's just so funny because whenever we play, I'm the one who attacks the people. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
so she was like, oh, thank you. It's so funny. And my favorite part is the little alien creatures, the little blob things, and I just like throwing. I still have not beat the game. I literally just get in there to go camping. I I get the Molotov and just throw them. That's what's funny. But no, games where I like, if I can't run away, or if I can't like, if I have to die, it's like I don't want to die. Like I played probably one of the scariest games I've played recently was Paranormal Activity.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie, that threw me for a loop. Also, have you tried the Alien Isolation mod?
Yeah, played both Paranormal Activity and Alien Isolation. Never beat either. Paranormal Activity, I found it. You know, the hard mode is hard because it doesn't save. I learned that the hard way.
Oh, that's why it's hard. It doesn't save.
I don't know. I did it on stream. It's recorded. I don't know what it was, but I kept hitting save, and I died at one point, and then it put me back to the start of the game, and I just never played it again.
That's weird.
Yeah, but yeah, both those games are. Alien Isolation is a whole monster of a game.
Yeah,
I don't like that game.
No, no, I was running away and it stabbed me in my back, and I looked down, and I had my vest on, and I know it's only sound to haptics, but when I got stabbed and looked down, it's like I felt the tail. That was one of the most frightening things I've ever experienced in VR.
Yeah, what got you to the state of mind, do you think? Because that's something I talked with Ashley about, where, like you said, I mean, you admit it, and so do I, these vests are just rumble packs all over our body, right? That's all they are. Yeah. It's no different than like a friend behind us timing a good punch at the same time we get shot. But
yeah,
it can do what it does better than the sum of its parts.
Right.
What do you what do you attribute that to? What do you need from a game, or what do you need from the state of your mind for that all to culminate in something beautiful?
Honestly, I think it's just how the brain works and reacts to everything. Like, because I mean, when you're wearing the vest, I mean, yeah, it feels like armor or whatever. You got vest on, you suiting up, Ready Player One. But when you actually like associate a bullet to a feeling, then I think it just plays a trick on your mind, and it's like, because I mean, honestly, if I have the vest on and I just use my phone and see what something feels like, it just feels like vibration. Honestly, like it just feels like it's rumbling. Like even if I do like a slash, it's like okay. I mean, it just feels like it doesn't really feel like a slash. But if I get hit in game, I guess the association to the action is what's causing like the mental stimulation, I guess. But that's what I think. It's like the action to the haptic, seeing it happen.
It's a beautiful thing when it works, and I think it goes hand in hand with not only enjoyment, but probably why some people get so frustrated. Like, do you play a lot of social VR games? In the sense of either just multiplayer shooters or social and like VR chat or something like that?
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that's probably like the best experience. Having someone you know in there with you.
Yeah. Like, it can go to the extremes of being like great when you got someone in there and you're really feeling it, but I can also understand why people get so frustrated in social VR games. Whether it's just like a first-person shooter getting team killed, or VR chat and someone screaming in your ear, is when you really are invested in these things, the annoyances don't feel like a game anymore. They feel like personal attacks, and I don't mean that in like the worst negative way. But when people say it's just a game, I mean, okay, by definition, you're right. You're like Futurama. You're like technically right, the best form of right, but you're wrong. If it's a game, then this whole facade of what we preach is kind of bullshit at that point. It's not. It's much more.
Like, I honestly feel like virtual reality, like the phrase is virtual reality. It's still a reality. You get what I'm saying? It's not like it's like when we're in VR chat and someone says something rude, of course I take offense, but because I know we're in a different reality, I just probably will switch a different server. I've got to that point. I used to get offended, be like, what? But now it's like, just switch to a different server. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not trying to be deep or anything, but being in VR, using that has brought that same level of thinking to real life. If someone says something to me, it's like, whatever, I can just keep going. Because in VR, like in VR chat, there are a lot of different people that come up to you and say something crazy. Like I'm not trying to, like, I've had like racial slurs and stuff said, even if they're just trying to make a joke, but it's like, me and my bros, I had him get offended, but I'm like, bro, what can you do? We're in VR chat. It's not like you can just go and fight him. There's no point of getting mad. It's like just keep on keeping on. But I mean, that takes time to get to that level, though.
Could you give any advice to, because there are a lot of people that interact with me online that have really bad times. A lot of women specifically, they have it pretty rough, and then of course people of color. But women, I mean, I've been in some rooms, I'm like, holy shit, like it's bad. But what in all the time you've played, what are some of the best things you could do, you know, as the user, that you would advise others to try to have fun in these situations that can at times be very like complicated and heated?
Honestly, just remember that you are in virtual reality. Remember that you can always block them, mute them, go to a different server. The best thing to do is to keep your peace and control what you can control. Because you can't control anyone else. You can't tell them to stop saying what they're going to say, because we're obviously behind a different face in VR. People get confident and think they can say whatever they want. Control what you can control. Control yourself, your emotions as much as you can. If you feel like you can't do that, then I say just switch to a different server. Especially if you have mutual friends, you guys can just go to a private server, hang out in there. You don't even have to worry about randoms coming in. Just learn the platform, especially like VR chat. You can have a private world.
Find your tribe.
Really in any game you can have a private server. So I'm like, if you ever feel like someone is coming at you the wrong way, because I hate for people to get discouraged from VR in general.
Yes.
Because they feel like there's a toxic community. I'm like, no, that's just certain people. A lot of us are like very welcoming. It's like, because VR, to me, like I said, it's another reality. If I meet you in VR, I feel like we're friends for real. So basically, yeah, control what you can control. Keep your emotions in check. When in doubt, switch servers.
Yep. I mean, there's not much else you could do. One thing I learned with virtual reality, because I play, like, if I would say 90% of my time in VR is going to be in some form of social, whether online competitive multiplayer or social. It's always with other people.
Right.
Maybe about 10% of my time is playing solo. And coming from, you know, whatever the age of when I got Xbox Live on the original Xbox and started understanding how to play online, I took the friendships that I made online as easier. Like I never put as much effort, I don't think, to my online friendships as I had to put to my IRL ones, and that might have been a mistake. But it was something that I noticed about myself reflecting in the past, and I find that in VR, the efforts to have fun socially, I think, is equal to, if not harder, than IRL. And it took me a while to understand that I have to like really try in virtual reality a lot more, because I can't read facial cues. I'll have no ability to impose my, like, I don't know how to say it, like impose my will or anything. There's no way. There's no way to come across in any way, because people could either block you, mute you, walk away, walk through you, scream loud. Like, there's so many things that they can do to negate me trying to connect, that I've had to reevaluate how I put effort into building those bonds online. I think that's helped. But that might just be a luxury of the position I'm in compared to someone else getting heckled or something. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I agree.
It's a tough subject. I hate it.
Oh, no, definitely. I've actually just recently got into VR chat. Like I used to, I'm not gonna lie, I was just like I doubted TikTok, I doubted VR chat, because I was like, what can you do in VR chat? Just talk to people. But then I got in there, I started exploring. I did not know how beautiful it was. I did not know the effort people put into the worlds and everything. Just being able to be a different anime character is funny. But yeah, no, it's really funny. But I feel like, from my perspective, right? I overthink a lot, especially in person, trying to talk to people. I'm the type of person, I'll try to read you first to see if I should talk to you. And now that I'm in VR, and like you said, we don't have those cues and whatever, the eyes. So I just honestly just let everything go, and I improv. I just go talk. I say, hey, how you doing? I just have whatever I can do. And then if a conversation starts, the conversation starts. If it doesn't, it doesn't. and I don't get as offended as I will in real life. I've learned that, yeah, because I mean, like I said, how I can just walk away. I don't have to talk to you, or we don't have to talk. If you walk away from me, that means okay. I mean, that's okay. I understand. We're in VR.
Yeah.
But in real life, if I try to talk to you and you walked away from me, I'd be like, wow, really? So it's like the same way I can avoid people, I have the same power to talk to people or not talk to people. The confidence in VR is like, for me, is a lot easier than in real life.
Yeah, that seems to be pretty common among like, a
Yeah.
lot of people I talk to, especially
Yeah.
the VR chat crowd. The VR chat crowd really finds themselves more comfortable in VR than they do IRL. A lot of them I speak with. I won't speak for everybody, but like for me, a lot of like I spoke with Sadly's Bradley. I know he's more comfortable in VR chat. I'm less comfortable in VR chat than I am outside. It's just something I'm working on. I mean, it's a topic I could go on forever. I just hope to see, like, if you see something, guys, just help people out. Be friendly. Most people just need like one joke. I feel like comedy in VR is fucking gold. Like if you see something you don't like kill it with a joke. Like I got team killed last night by somebody named 420 Weed Kill or something, and he team killed me 3 times in a row. And I hear people on the radio screaming at this kid like, please kick him, please kick him. And the vote keeps going up and no one's voting. And one time I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. I was like, dude, are you gonna kill me or are we gonna light up together? What's going on? And then he looked at me, didn't say anything, and ran away. He never even said one word. But like, I just feel like comedy in VR really is where I find people diffusing situation. Like,
I agree.
Just say something stupid, and most people will leave you alone.
Like, what's funny is I don't think people understand how hard it is for me and my bro to like sync up in different worlds in VR, because we literally, I might have to put a video. We literally have to like find each other in the real world, like bump fists and line up our avatars, and it's hilarious because when I hit the ring light and the ring light fell on my face, like everyone in the VR chat was laughing and they was like, man, I want to see this in real life. So it's like, yeah, comedy in VR will really bring people together. And
Yep.
I like how in VR chat you literally can be whoever you want and nobody will judge you.
Yes.
That's how I want real life to be. That's why I like VR, because you can do whatever you want. And most of the time, I'm not gonna say all the time, most of the time nobody will judge. It's just like, hey, we're having fun.
Yep.
And that's what I love.
It's the honesty of it all. And I think that's another tip, like last tip, and we can move on out of this subject. But I would also encourage, if anyone's having a bad time in VR, be honest and tell them exactly why you're not having fun. Like, I'll sometimes be playing a game and having a bad time because teammates are being assholes or something. And I'll literally say, hey guys, I had a long day at work and I only have an hour to play most of my days. And it would mean a lot to me if we could have fun. And I literally have had people like, oh shit, man, that makes sense. Like, thanks for sharing. My bad. And when we have a good time.
You know what's crazy? Exactly what you just said is how people should be in real life. Like, you just be honest, like, hey, bro, look, I just don't feel like it right. Because a lot of people will stress themselves out because they don't tell people how they feel, and then they get mad at the other people. But it's like, we didn't know. If you just let us know.
Oh, you're talking about the endless cycle of someone team kills, then the other person team kills back, and now we just spiral out of control instead of someone just being like, hey man, I'm having a really bad day. Can we be friends? And most times we're good.
Fun. We just have fun. Exactly. That's funny. That's crazy. Like, VR will really teach a lot for everything, really.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Like, open up, be yourself. I feel like if there's any time, like we keep saying virtual, but reality, be honest, be open. Don't treat it like Xbox Live, yelling at someone or trying to convince someone. Like, you're attacking me, like in game. So I'm gonna tell you how I feel. Like, hey man, I just worked 10-hour shift. I literally have an hour. The kid's sleeping. I would love to play this game with you right now. Can we be friends? Maybe it will work. Maybe it won't. But you never know until you try.
Exactly. I feel the same way.
Off the depressing topic, man. I always like to kind of do the last quarter, last third of this podcast on the positive notes. What are you looking forward to in VR right now? Like, what is either on the horizon that you know is coming, or what do you hope is coming? Like, what's keeping you interested in this space that keeps, enlightening you to the possibilities?
I'm not gonna lie to you. Even if I have no proof whatsoever, I firmly believe VR is the future. The same way everyone, either VR, AR, something with XR, anything. You know what I'm saying? The same way everyone has a phone, I firmly believe in the future, everyone will either have a VR headset or AR glasses or something of that nature. And that's what I want, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a big technology person. I love technology. Like if the Facebook, like if the glasses, if they make like a second or third version and I'm able to play Pokemon Go, do you know how many miles a day I'll just be walking just so I can find a Charizard or a
Yep.
Pikachu? And look, my desk, I have all my Pokeballs ready. You get what I'm saying? I'm ready. Like I just have hope for a future filled with technology. It's not even any analytics, any stats, no proof. That's just what I want. So it's like that's why I'm advocating for it. Because me, literally, the whole reason I do what I do is because I want everyone into VR. Because I feel like the more people into VR, the more motivation companies have to create. I'm like supply and demand. The more we demand, the more they'll supply, and that's what I want. That's really the only reason I do content creation. Because like I said, my main goal is I'm an actor. My main goal is to be on the big screen, the cinema. But I do this because this is my passion, and I really want a future filled with AR, VR, any type of just wearable technology that makes me feel like an enhanced human being.
Why do you think it's an? Yeah, I'm with you. I really would also like to
Yeah.
see tech keep getting more and more present. But what's the value in it? Do you think to the human race or to the people using it? Like why is VR, AR, XR so important to you? Like what's the value add?
I feel like just like what we just talked about, how it allows you to be free, be who you want. Honestly, those movies where you just see not necessarily utopia, but you see like different aliens, different races, everyone just coexisting. That could be possible if you have AR glasses, like with NFTs and stuff. Like you look at someone, they're a completely different person, they're a completely different avatar. I feel like and it can just enhance. Like I feel like I don't feel like phones are obsolete, but I feel like if we got to the point where we aren't distracted by something in our hands, we'll be more present with the world if we just have wearables. And like Samson said, he's just walking his dog, listening to music, but he can still hear the car coming up next to him. I just think it's easy. It's more convenient. Convenience is the biggest thing for me.
I appreciate you using the word utopia instead of dystopia because most of the conversations of the end game with XR, it unfortunately the most vocal. It goes
Yeah.
to the dystopian future because unfortunately that's where the movies go. And for some
Yeah.
reason, if a movie makes it, it's taken as life canon for some reason. Now I understand the importance to ask questions, to always question things, to always push against because I think that's smart. It's really not smart to just accept everything for how it is.
Right.
That's when problems can pop up. So I appreciate the people raising the right questions. However, I don't see a lot of people praising the other side. Like Ryan Engel's someone who will praise the benefits of a lot of these tech that people will go the dystopian route with. But I just really appreciated you bringing up the positive aspects of that. You brought up two things that I just wanted to really quickly question on. The Facebook glasses, do you have them?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
What do
saw
you
have a
think?
pair.
I do. I'm curious your thoughts because it sounds like you were advocating for them a little bit, but what are your thoughts on wearable tech, especially when it comes to cameras?
I mean, I'm pretty biased because I mean, like I said, I love technology. I saw that episode of
Black Mirror, I'm assuming.
Black Mirror. Yeah. Black Mirror.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah. And it's like, I mean, I understand people's fears and everything, but it's like, even with the Facebook privacy thing, I'm be honest. Nothing is really private these days anyway. So it's like, even with the Facebook, I was like, man, it's like I'm just not going to put as much information that I don't want them to know. Let's do my part because honestly, I love the Quest 2. And I'm like, bro, I love VR too much to care so it's like, I'm just going to do my part. But where was I going with this?
Dude,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Facebook glasses. No. I'm fine with that. I mean, right now it's only 30-second videos. I mean, it's not like you can do too much with 30-second videos. Unless you know someone's about to say something shady, and like, oh, let me catch them real quick. Facebook record. But
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't see a problem with it. I think it's really cool. Everyone already has their phone out filming everything anyway. It's just an easier way. That's, like I said, convenience. I don't think, like, I don't know. I guess I understand some of the arguments, but it's like, even with our phones, we're on it 24/7. Like, it's people that literally scroll TikTok 24/7. I'm like, have you ever seen a tree? You know what I'm saying? Like, have you been outside lately? So I'm like, it's just convenient. I think once it's actually iterated, people won't complain as much. Because I mean, I think people had the same complaints when iPhones and smartphones started coming out. Like, why do we need this? But it's like, once people start getting it, I think everyone will look at it differently.
Yeah, I haven't talked on a video about it much. My one thing that I've noticed, it seems like privacy is really the stopgap right here on a lot of these discussions, especially being under Facebook. The one thing that I would just like to see, and I think would lead to better discussions on these, is, in my opinion, I don't see this slowing down. I see smart glasses eventually being a thing, regardless of who does it.
Oh yeah.
So instead of having the discussion that cameras should not be on the face and my privacy, this and that, why don't we put more onus on the humans behind it? It's not the corporations I worry about. I worry about people, because that's all. Everything's made of people. Good people, bad people, indifferent people. I'd like to just have a discussion. Well, how about we just all act like decent people? And if you see someone wearing these glasses, now putting aside the fact that maybe you don't know, and I'll take that on, but all I'm going to promise is that if I'm wearing these glasses, like, I'm never going to record someone without telling them. If they ask me to take off these glasses, they're coming right off and going into my pocket. I just wish the human decency factor we could discuss a little more, because we can all be good people and have this tech. There will be bad actors, but like I got into it with Skiva the other day on Twitter. I love him to death. No shade, man. You know that. But it's like, he says he will never talk to someone wearing the glasses. Cool, man. I'll take them off every damn time for you, man. Like, every time. If you're uncomfortable, anyone's uncomfortable while I walk around and you see me with these on, they're going right in my pocket car. I don't care. But to deny the tech and the cool parts about it and where things are going, I think is a disservice to the human race. But personal accountability is on me to make sure you're comfortable with how I use my tech. Like, it's on me, and I take responsibility for that.
Exactly. And that's exactly what I'm like, hey, even with the Facebook privacy, I have to do my part.
Yes.
So like, I have to do my part. I hope everyone else does their part. And I mean, you can't control everyone, but it's like, I can just hope for the best, you know?
Just
and I can do my part. Exactly. Yeah. That's the best. That's funny. Communication is the key to every relationship.
Yeah.
Platonic, love, just friends, anything. Yeah, that's communication. I'm glad you said that.
I think that's really, like, that's what I said. Like, the root of every one of these privacy conversations really is the human part of it. Like, I know you don't want Facebook to have your data, or you don't want this corporation, but at the end of the day, they're humans. And we need to realize that it's all about the human connection and how we can better communicate and respect each other's privacy by taking responsibility for ourselves and our own actions. That's what I'm going to do with these glasses as I keep using them. I'm going to take responsibility that if I'm going to try to do the right thing, and if I happen to do the wrong thing and someone calls me out, I take responsibility and I correct that issue. But yeah, the smart glasses I don't think are going anywhere, and I will buy every single one that comes out.
Definitely not. I'm actually just trying to make the content keep everyone interested until they bring out their new things. Because honestly, if the rumors of the Quest Pro are true, if we have better technology, I mean, because honestly, a lot of people that do have like when I post content, a lot of people are mad because I'm using AirLink or virtual desktop for my PC. They want a lot more native Quest games. I'm like, hey man, the Quest is literally like mobile VR period is literally like what, 2 years old.
I'm surprised they're asking for that. Why do you think they're asking that? That's interesting. I never heard that.
For native Quest games? Because it's like a lot of the people on TikTok are like younger, so they don't have access to like a gaming PC or anything like that, unless they're like spoiled or whatever. but because I literally just built my gaming PC. I had an Acer Predator laptop for the longest, and it's like I think they just want. And I hate to say it, I really need the respect on VR's name. Because every time someone gets a Quest, even the little kids that are like, I don't want to say fans, but they're like, oh, it's Techman. But even them, they come to me and they're like, bro, I thought all the games on the Quest were going to be free.
Hmm.
Like, what? Why did you? Bro, it's freaking VR. I'm like, what does that mean? Do you understand? This is like the apex of gaming. VR, you're literally in the game. Why would it be free? Do you understand what devs have to go through to make this even possible? Why would this be free? But that's really what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get everyone to put the respect on the industry. Like, I don't understand. I really don't understand how people, even when people were complaining about the price of Vader Immortal, I'm like, bro, if you put all 3 games together, it would like what, $10 each?
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that's a full game for $30. That's an experience. And if you're a big Star Wars fan, when will you ever get the chance to go to the universe of your favorite movie?
Yes.
So that's why I don't understand. So I'm really just trying to get people to put the respect on the industry so they can know to invest into it. Because I'm like, I have no problem putting money into a VR headset, into games. Even when the Quest first came out and there was maybe like 5 games in the library or 10, however many came with it. I'm like, yeah, yes, mobile, man. I mean, everyone asks me why I don't get like an index but I'm like, I'm not gonna lie. I am an advocate of wireless VR.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what, I want a wireless experience. I even got a dedicated Wi-Fi router just so my virtual desktop can be as smooth as possible. Because I am a big advocate of wireless VR. Now, if the Index 2 is wireless, I'm not gonna lie, I might get that, because the controllers are crazy to me. I really want to. I haven't even tried the Index yet.
Dude, it's my daily driver. I wouldn't recommend, like, I still have a problem recommending it to people because I think there is an Index 2 coming soon, and for $1,000 still it breaks too easy. Like, I've broken it too many times. But for when it works, it's undeniable. I can't, like, it's that good. It's that good,
undeniable.
Man.
That's
it's that smooth.
Undeniable.
Dude, 144 frames a second, like refresh rate, like you feel it, and the Index controllers alone. I won't hype it up too much. It's a different type of experience. But I think it's all like, I like your train of thought and like put some respect on VR. I really think it's all just perspective. Like I remember like playing a game, like this jump in my life that I wouldn't have expected from the time of playing the original Game Boy in a car when my mom's driving at nighttime, trying to play it from street light to street light, you know, like because you know there's no backlight on the original Game Boy, so like when you're playing in the car at night or something, like it was always street light to street light, like just trying to play when I could, to the point where now I'm inside that game. It's, how can you not buy into it? But then if someone's not thinking of it that way, we're a little jaded. If they're coming straight from only PS4 and that kind of stuff, I don't think they've understood the gaps that where we're at. Really, it's kind of insane.
Yeah, because it's like, bro, I can literally live in my favorite anime or TV show. Why would I not want to do that?
I couldn't answer that question. I would want to. Obviously, you and I both do. The last thing I want to get into, man, real briefly, just because I heard you bring it up, and I don't think I've ever talked about it on the channel except for once before. You brought up NFTs. Are you a believer?
Man, I literally, when I say I'm not a believer yet, but I'm almost there. I started getting into it last year. Someone sent me a video about, it was like NFT pills.
Yep.
So you take it, and I'm like, so are you telling me like the world changes, like I'm on something in real life? I'm like, that's interesting to me. That's crazy to me. You telling me? I saw Nathy post a quick clip of him dancing with a suit of armor on. I'm like, that's cool to me. Like, we're merging realities. It's kind of like, even though I'm looking at nothing, it's like there's a reality right here that I can interact with if I use like this doorway, or if I have the glasses on the doorway. That's how I look at it. I look at augmented reality as like a doorway to a different reality. And with NFTs, I think it just is a different way to merge. And I think that's really cool. So I literally just started looking it up last week. Yeah,
I have a couple. I did it just as I'm gonna be honest, I'm not bought in fully. I just did it as a learn. No, I take it back. I like the concept, but the current use of them is what I wanted to explore. I wanted to explore how they're currently being used, how I can get into it, how the process just works, so I could understand that. Not the biggest fan of some of the products going on right now, but I see what could be coming to VR. Right. And I found some cool things like, I've spoken about it a couple times, but like Revomon, I thought was interesting. I'm not fully bought into it, but this proof, this concept, I'm like, oh, okay, I fully understand this a little bit, because I love Pokemon. Used to be into it real hardcore. I know you are. Like, I remember spending quite a bit of time. When did breeding come around? Was that Gold, Silver? Was that kind of when it started?
Gold and Silver. Wasn't that on the Game Boy Color?
Yeah, like breeding.
Oh, you said breeding.
Yeah, oh, sorry. Yeah, breeding Pokemon, I think was it Gold, Silver, or was it past that? It was something.
I'm not sure.
It was something around there.
My first Pokemon games was Fire Red and Leaf Green.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't there.
Yeah, that was my first few Pokemon games. And then we had Emerald. Yeah.
So you got, like, I just remember spending countless amounts of time just like breeding the perfect Pokemon, or trying to, like EVs and IVs, and trying to catch shinies, and I spent a tremendous amount of time getting something that ultimately was meaningless to anyone else, was just for me.
Right.
But this concept of now being able to have that same mindset, hunting down the best stats possible, hunting down shinies, but owning them and being able to sell them and possibly make money off my effort, was entirely enticing to me. And I can understand why that's valuable. It could be as simple as, you know, playing an online game in a tournament and having a physical NFT of my winning, like commemorate that and have that forever, and sell it off like memorabilia in the future if I could ever make a name for myself and that type of thing. Like, I know, like, Pro Putt was thinking about stuff like that. It's just like, I can think of a lot of use cases that I talk about, like Pavlov and Population 1. To me, they're not games to me. Like, they're part of my week. Like, if I don't have a Pavlov night or Pop 1 night, I feel like I missed out on like a social event, or I missed out on a part of my week that I really enjoy. Right. Why would I not want to invest more time and money maybe into something that if it's that big a part of my week, if I could also make money or have something tangible from it, I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
I understand. I'm excited for like a universal, I guess, Okay, one thing I want to say. I am excited for like a universe, like a metaverse type thing. I really wish. Well, I think Zuck said he's working on a metaverse, but I'm not a big fan of Horizon.
Yeah, no.
Have you tried Horizon?
I'm in.
I feel like they want to be VR chat really bad, but it's like I feel like they should make their own thing. Like, did you have the Oculus Go?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you remember Oculus Homes?
Oh yeah, it was awesome.
Why don't we have that?
No one knows. I've asked a billion people, because like you could invite people over and show you stuff off. Like it was. I would like the homes that we have now in the Quest. I love. They're really nice, and you can customize them, and I think they look beautiful. Like when I'm surfing, the internet on it or something, like it's pleasurable. It's nice, and I would love to have a friend in there with me and just like relax, And
I'm like, we were able to do this on the go. Why can't we do this on the Quest? I'm like, because like I remember you could even sit on your little balcony area, play board games, just simple stuff like that. I'm like, why can't we? Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people would be more into VR if we had more things like that. Because I mean, we want to play games sometimes, but sometimes we just want to relax and kick it. And it's like, if we can do that with our bros, watch a movie. Because I remember I was sitting down, they came into my house, and there's a feature where you're connected to your Facebook, so you can put your actual pictures on the wall. That was like one of the coolest features to me. So they came and it's like, is that you? I'm like, yeah, that's me in real life. Yeah, and it was just really cool. And we sat down and watched the movie. And I'm like, I assumed when I first got my Quest 1, I assumed that's was going to be one of the features, but it wasn't. And I was like, okay, maybe it's coming at a later date. But I still haven't. I would rather they had implemented something like that rather than like Horizon. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Horizon's... It's interesting because I remember I've been in it for a while, and at one point it seemed like it was going to be content already there, and then you go and enjoy it. And then it seemed like there was a switch at one point where now the vision was, we need people to build all this stuff, and it's VR chat. but it still seemed like it was 50-50 on both, and I don't see a vision when I go into there. But I hope I want it to be better, and a lot of people are like, well, no, screw it. It's Facebook, it's the platform. But the way I say it is, it's an A, I want people to have options, and B, I want them to have options with the least amount of friction.
Right.
Facebook having their own social platform, I'm going to make an assumption here that it would have less friction jumping into it with friends because it will be native to the headset. That's an assumption. True. It may be wrong. True. But if there's some people who just don't want the hassle of connecting to different platforms and want to jump in easily, I see that as a very big benefit, because then they're going to enjoy their time in VR more. They'll be more of an advocate, and maybe they'll go off to try other things. So I think of like watching movies with friends, right? Yes, right. I can go into big screen with them. It's not the easiest setup. You got to log into big screen, you got to log in first, then you got to find the room. Like, there are steps that I don't like. But then other platforms that are non-VR are working on fun ways. Like, did you know there's now a watch party option on Twitch or streaming? Like, where you can everyone can log into their Netflix account at the same time. You pick the movie, and it will sync it all up, so you all are watching, like, the movie at the same time. Like, I just heard about this the other day. I'm like, holy shit, this sounds awesome. We could watch, like, some people were saying, let's watch anime together, and now you can just all watch it together, sync it up, and you're all watching it in tandem and can chat. Like, why is something not as easy like that in VR right now? And I know the answer. Yeah. It's just people are working on it. But, like, I know the answer. But things like rooms, like the Oculus Go rooms, and being able to do something natively, if you can reduce any friction, even if it's not the platform that you would like to use, I think everything good trickles on to everything else. I personally do. I think even if you don't like the Oculus Quest, I think every person who has an Oculus Quest, VR is better off. I just personally believe that.
Yeah, and it's a lot of people who own the Quest say the Quest is the best headset.
Yeah,
which is funny. And it's going back to big screen. I actually don't even use big screen for that reason. It's so like tedious to set up. Like the code is just like letters, dash, numbers. It's a long code, and
it's very long. Yep.
Why is it so? But I mean, if I just want to meet up and go to a movie already playing, that's cool. But as far as like holding a personal, I've tried before, and it's a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean, even like the native Netflix app, I think is super intuitive. Like, you click on the Netflix app, you're in the ski lodge. It's great, no problems. One click, and now I'm on a couch. Yeah. I see my Netflix logon with the profile pictures. It's beautiful. Like, that's exactly how I would do with a TV remote.
Right.
I click on the app. I'm in. It's comfortable. Let me bring someone in. That couch is big. It's got more than enough room for just me. Like, let me bring someone in natively with one click of a button. Just go to my friends list, hit invite, and let's watch it together. Like, that's the kind of stuff that I want.
And that's what's crazy. A lot of people on TikTok, like, I showed a video of virtual desktop. It was like, hey, can you be in there with your friends? I'm like, dang, I wish. Because one, I'm not gonna lie, virtual desktop has some amazing environments.
Yes.
Shout out to Guy Golden. Like, just standing, like, the newer environments, like the city, the apartment complex, that's a little too real for me sometimes. I saw your TikTok on that one, man. I love the way you presented it too, because that's how you keep interest. Like, you present it like, here's the IRL, and then the headset comes down, and it almost looked 1-to-1 for your room. Like, it really did almost like your TV was positioned pretty much where that TV was, and it was almost 1-to-1. That's why I did it.
Yep.
I want people to feel that VR is a different reality. It's not a gimmick. I need people to put the respect on the name, man. VR is crazy.
It is. I think you're doing all the right things. Especially, I would like to see more creators like go to TikTok. I think it's. I know everyone's trying, and because I'm in like Discord groups where people like chat about like what's working, what's not working, and everyone's trying to figure out. It's super difficult, but I would just like encourage people. Like, I think we should put 3 times the amount of effort. Like, for all the effort to make a YouTube video, put like 3 times into TikTok. I really believe it.
I'm gonna be honest. The amount of effort I put into TikTok, like, it's not like I went viral on accident. I'm not gonna lie. I studied the algorithm. I studied trends. I did different, like, I even did that Soulja Boy clap video. I did that in Blade and Sorcery just to see how it would go. What's ironic is my Walking Dead video where I did like the knife flip, that went viral mainly because there was like a a hashtag of like this Walking Dead trend going. So I use the same hashtag. It got more views on it because of the hashtag. So I'm like, if you can learn the algorithm of TikTok, and actually one thing too, if I ever have a moment where my views are slowing because of the algorithm, you post a really interesting 15-second video. Because the biggest thing on TikTok is watch time. If they watch the whole video, they're going to put it in front of more people.
Mm-hmm.
So watch time, shares are important. Likes, but the biggest thing is watch time. When they put it on the For You page, if those first 50 people watch the whole video, they'll put it in front of 100 more. They watch it, and then it just keeps going. So it's like, if you ever feel like you're having a slow moment, not a slow moment, you're not being slow. Like if you feel like your social media is going slow, try your best to make a very interesting 15-second video, and it'll go. I guarantee you.
And those people who are watching that are like the demographic like that I want to. No offense to my like. What do you think TikTok is like? 13 to 24 probably is the main demographic. Like, if that's not your demographic on YouTube, I get it. But those are the people that are going to impact VR the most. Those are the ones who are coming in. Those are the people that I want to be interested in, because ultimately my enjoyment of VR and new content is going to be coming off the heels of their money. I'm going to be honest. Like it's their wallet that's going to get me the content that I'm ultimately going to play. Like no offense to my guys who like are around my age or been in VR for a while. Our money's not helping. Those people's money is the one that's going to ultimately help. So like that's why I want people on TikTok, get VR into their peripheral, get them acclimated to it, get them watching this content, get them interested, because their money, their interest, and what their social media like presence is going to do for VR is directly impacting my experience in a positive way.
Exactly. Like that goes back to when I said the type of content I post. Like there's so much you can do. Like I did knee surgery in VR. I don't know, and like younger people are like, okay, that's cool. They want to see Grand Theft Auto. They want to see heads getting cut off in Blade and Sorcery. They want to see all of that stuff. So I'm like, okay, let me give them what they want.
Yep.
And then as it builds, that's when you start sliding in like the other applications of virtual reality. Like there's this, I don't know if you know, there's this police academy where they actually use VR to do simulations.
Yep.
You saw, yeah. I was like, bro, that is so cool to de-escalate something. Like, because I'm like, bro, that's dope. Like you can do any type of training in VR. And I'm like, bro, it's not just gaming. But the best way to get people onto the platform is to show them the gaming that you can do with it.
Yep. And I know some people push back being like, yeah, but the content that they want isn't pushing like VR forward to what you want. It's like, okay, if I give you that, we all mature. Like the content that I played with in VR when I started is not what I want now. Like everyone matures, but we got to get them in first. Like let them explore this space in the way that's fun for them and the way that they're going to spend their money on developers. But ultimately that base will mature as well and keep spending money on newer things. Like I literally will get red with anger. It's like more people better. Stop gatekeeping what they want. Just get them in here. Let them spend money. Let them have fun. It's going to get better no matter what for everybody.
You know what's one of the most popular games? Gorilla Tag.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute. You telling me you can fly a space, you can go to space and be on a spaceship, you can ride a dragon, you can shoot fireballs out of your hands, but Gorilla Tag is what you want to play. I'm like, that's crazy to me. Like I have so many requests like, hey, can you play Gorilla Tag? And I still haven't.
And I can't tell you how angry I am on how that game can't make money like it should be able to. Now it can make money, but not like it should be able to, because people would throw money at that game. And that developer could be rich as hell off this one thing. And guess what? Is that the content that everyone wants for VR? Not everybody. But that developer now has bullets cash. He's got VR. He or she's got VR experience. Who knows what they may make in the future? I want to see. I don't care if it's the lowest common denominator game. It could be a punching bag of like a famous celebrity, and you just punch the celebrity all the time, and it could be the most grotesque piece of shit game in the world. But if it sells, makes money, and that developer loves VR, let's go. What are you gonna make next? Like I don't know I don't know what Christopher Nolan's first movie ever looked like, but I know the Dark Knight series, and I love it.
Yeah.
I don't know what his first movie looked like, but I guarantee it wasn't good. Or maybe it was. I don't know. That dude's amazing. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't
definitely.
It probably wasn't a movie I'm ever gonna want to watch, but I do want to watch The Dark Knight. I have watched that movie at least 24 times. Like I love it.
Oh, trust me, I know. I'm the same. I've watched all of them. My favorite is with actually. It's a tie between Heath Ledger as the Joker and Bane for Tom Hardy. Because Tom Hardy's one of my favorite actors. I don't know if you saw. I'm getting off on a tangent. I'm saying this real quick. It's his movie. He was an MMA fighter. Him and his brother.
Oh,
Tom Hardy.
yeah. With Christian Bale was in it, right? He was his brother. No, different movie. Different movie. No. I'm thinking of the wrong movie. I'm thinking of the Mechanic.
Anyway, that's when Tom Hardy became one of my favorite actors. That movie. But yeah, his acting is great. I love him in Venom. Yeah. It's crazy.
Carnage is coming, my man. Carnage is coming.
Oh, I'm ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
I'm ready.
But yeah, I think we can end it pretty soon on this. But I think the biggest thing is just like I just want to see it succeed, and I think we need the younger audience to really buy in any way possible. It will all trickle down to everybody. I can't be like I'm keeping my temper in line, but I get so annoyed when I see like people just wanting bigger and better things and negating the people who are actually going to spend the money to make that happen.
Right.
But
I'm like, as long as we can get from point A to point B, the journey in between, I mean, it'll be bumpy, but shoot, let's just get to point B.
It's the journey, man.
Yeah.
Well, let's wrap it up with your journey on the, send us home, man. Let the people know where they can find you. Obviously, I'm going to put everything in the video description, but I'd like to give you the floor to end this on letting people know where to find you and any final words.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me on. I am very grateful for this. Like I said, that Attack on Titan tattoo is amazing. I appreciate you. Guys, you can find me on TikTok, TechManJu, Twitch, TechManJu, YouTube, TechManJu.
Boom.
But my Instagram is my name, Julian Slater, JULLIANSLATER. And that's about it. Oh, this was my first ever VR headset.
Yeah. For all you haters that say the Google Cardboard made people hate VR. Here you go. Oh yeah, that's very common. A lot of people think Google Cardboard made a generation of people think VR is a gimmick, but I don't believe that at all.
Do you understand? I would hold it, and as I press the button to walk forward, I would physically walk forward so I could feel like I was in a sit-off headset. Yeah, I'm like, bro, how you guys not want? But hey, that's neither here or there. We just got to get everyone else interested. That's what we got to do.
Exactly. But thank you, man, for stopping by. As always, guys, links for all of his stuff will be down in the video description. I will be clipping this as well into smaller bits on Erica President Clips. Those videos will start probably on Tuesday. So we'll get those clips up for shorter content. Thanks again, my man. I appreciate it.
Of course. Oh, and everyone do YouTube Shorts and Instagram Reels, Shorts, and TikTok.
Yeah. Quick content, guys. We know what the kids want. Stop making 10 minute videos, and don't be like me and make an hour-long podcast. There you go. All right, guys. As always, see you next time, Space Cowboys.